with you, and very much they're very strong.
Yeah.
So perhaps, you know, past actions, I'm not saying Genghis Khan or anything like that, but perhaps those past actions have come into the 21st century and clearing.
Yeah, I told Bianca about it before, like, you know, I got memories
we
about
didn't manage to
being
crack
on
it
horseback,
because I would like
and
to have done
Oh,
nice
you
smooth
have,
one
it's
there.
long, like
But
we have the knowledge to do
But
it.
we will
That's
crack
right.
it. We will.
long spears with two
Seriously.
weapons on the end of it.
We have enough
We'll get
knowledge
it. We've got
between
enough
us to
knowledge.
get it.
And
It
I got
annoys
this
me really
memory
because I know everything. I know what's to be done.
location,
But
like,
just some
and I
bloody
think
switch
that's why I
somewhere.
asked him,
Yeah.
you know.
That's right.
You know where my brother just
We have
went
to get some help.
he and I had been in that area before living, and keep dying there. A few lifetimes we died there, and there's like a big urge to pull you back there, and I managed to overcome
And
it.
I see another picture of you, Victorian, and you've got one of these, what I call like jug handle moustache go round, and like picking up old-fashioned weights like that, and you were, and I see like a circus, very strong.
Yeah,
Very strong man.
Sounds like me,
No, weightless. I do see that. No, I see that very strong like that.
Yeah.
And and then I see somebody done something. I don't know what they done to you in the past, and you went after them.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
And you were like a tiger let out of a cage.
I think me and Phil knew each other in Tibet / Mongolia. Because I always had this feeling that there was a castle type thing. It was like a castle, it looked like. It wouldn't have been a castle. But it was like a building where they used to do the walking round and round in a circle on the top of this flat roofed building, which was a square sort of shape. It was more like a turreted top of a castle type thing. And I remember seeing the great views. That came to me when I was very young. That I haven't had it since, but I just saw it when I was very. And we were walking around, and everybody's light was coming at the top of everybody's head. I remember seeing it as a light on top of each person's head, and we're walking round and round.
That's the ability to see chakras, isn't it?
In that lifetime,
You've been a soldier many times as well.
Died.
Very many times, and I saw a red coat on you and brass buttons going down. Very much fighting right in the front row. You're definitely there. Many times you connected in wars and things like that. Very brave, very brave. Very brave. And you've died many lives. Many lives.
I remember.
Yeah.
I keep coming back. I'm always remembering, and people around me never believe it. And this is the only time that I've come back, and I can actually find evidence from my last life, and that is. But even so,
and
people,
you've been
they don't believe.
Yeah, and you've
can
also.
put
Do you know what
evidence.
else I see you in a jungle? Fighting in a jungle. I see you in a jungle. You're quite fearless. You're a very fearless person, as I say. And you're in a jungle and you're trying to find things. You're
I
trying to
remember
get
the life in the jungle.
jungle.
Yeah, and I remember
Why are you're fighting Japanese people too?
Japanese.
Yeah, you're in a jungle, and we're going back, and you've got people you're trying to protect and escape. You've got this form of escapism around you all the time. You're trying to save people.
And
there's dogs chasing you, Phil. There's dogs.
If you went back to the World War, you could be tapping into my Uncle John, because he was in. I'm just wondering if does that work like that?
Yes, can do.
Because obviously I wasn't in the Second World War, was I? I don't know.
No, you too young too. You wouldn't have been.
But in my family, my Uncle John, he died on. You know the film they made about building the bridge over the River Kwai?
Oh, I like that. It's one of my favourite
That
films.
was jungle, and there was a lot went on there, and they died from dysentery and stuff like that. And they said that for every sleeper that they laid on that railway, one of the Commonwealth soldiers was died for it. And my Uncle John was one of those guys. So that's interesting now.
And also when I'm looking at you, I can see an arrow going past you. It's like an archer there, and it's just going past.
I had one in the neck once.
Did you? I can definitely feel so many lives you've had, interesting lives, but you've always had this fighting spirit in you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You've got fighting spirit.
Yeah. Funny thing is, right, when I first came into this body, I was really young. I couldn't understand why people were so horrid, wanted to hurt me all the time. And from that, it's like a deep emotion, because in my own self, I think there's a purity, a kindness towards naturally as a kid. And I couldn't understand why people wanted to hurt me. And from that, it was like in my gentleness or my weakness or whatever you want to call it, I became strong because you've got no right to hurt me. And from that, it's like massive amount of strength came. Yeah. And I remember being in the boxing ring, and a couple of times it came up there, and I started boxing training just to get fit. And you go in a spar, you have a spar with the other guys, like just to teach each other. You don't go to hurt each other, but you never hurt each other in sparring. You teach each other, so you don't try to knock each other out.
Spartan, aren't you?
Yeah. And sometimes I got in the ring and this guy's trying to hurt me. This ain't sparring. And then I ignore it, and then he's doing it. I don't do that, mate. And then I'm becoming very angry. And then suddenly it just like a volcano explodes, and I just go straight in there. And it's like something is almost like a superhuman sometimes that I amaze myself actually when I even thinking about it. I remember, one or two things. Yeah, I wrote about that in my book, didn't I?
Do you remember you're also a yogi?
Vaguely I remember that stuff that Craig talks about, but it didn't for some reason have a strong impression, and I do remember meeting somebody like what Craig talks about, like the Babaji type person.
Yes.
I mean, let's say we got all of those city powers, but this fella, he was like beyond God, beyond God-man, and extra special entity this person was. He came in the form of a body, but he had the power to manifest. He could say to you, what do you want?
Yes.
And what gift would you like? And you'd say, I want to be a psychic medium. And he says, so, and then your next life you're coming back like that. And then he said to me, what do you want to be? Enlightenment. And then you come back next life, you're going to find enlightenment. And this fella had the power, this being or entity or in a human form, he had the power to manifest those things. And he was well known about like a myth type thing. And they talk about someone called Babaji. I don't know if that's it or...
Well, most of these gurus, they respect the Indian people call them Babaji, Sharavana or Babas, they call them that. But Siddhic powers is somebody that's beyond our comprehension. They can move things, it's like a kinesis, they can materialise things. There's suddenly vibhuti-asana or things like that. And the experiences you've had in your life, a real experience of going back in the past. And you're not a bad person, I want to say, because I've known you for a long time, and I'm going to say
you only see good in me because you're good yourself.
No, you are a good person. You are a good person.
She's
You've got a good heart, and you're a good man, Phil, 100%. Even when people have hurt you, you still try to look for the good in them, but you should never question yourself, because I feel it makes us stronger. And you've got a lovely wife that's quite spiritual and supports you, and your two energies blend in as one. And that, because she's...
They blended in this morning nicely as well.
Oh, did they? We won't go into that, all right? That's another vibration, okay? Keep it to yourself. Keep them vibrations down there. Don't bring them up here.
I know
get my meaning. But... yeah, you've got your soulmate that helps you. It's like my soulmate is Craig. Where on earth would I find another man like that? I couldn't. Truly, I couldn't. I wouldn't want another man because, to me, he's part of me. He's protective, and how can I say? He's a good man, a good teacher.
He's a quality man.
He's a quality man.
I don't have many friends, but he's the only one.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know if that says something about me or says something about him.
Right. Oh, that's nice. But I believe, if we talk about past lives, certain people come into our lives. You look at you and think, I know you. There's something about you, and you know like the words they're going to come out with, and you feel as one.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like, I only like being spiritual people and I'm not judgmental on anybody. When I see a homeless person, I feel you can't be judgmental. You don't know how suffering they suffered. That could be my son or that, and then you think, and that person could have had you know, it's like years ago, I don't know if you remember, like tramps years ago, they were called tramps and that, and some of them were multi-millionaires, but they wanted to live on the road. Or I remember when we lived in this big house, one locked the door, and my mother made some cheese sandwiches and gave him a flask of tea. He was happy as Larry.
And that's such a big thing to a person like that. And that's the amazing thing, is that you can actually touch somebody deeply with something so simple. As food.
Don't you think the best things in life are simple?
Yes, of course, we've lost touch with it sometimes.
Yeah, this is why good values should come back again in this 21st century, because people have lost their way. Haven't they?
I think sometimes it's a good thing to lose everything.
Yes, be strict.
Just to be back pure again, come back to yourself, and then use that time to be strong again, because the more you have, the more weaker you become. And you know, it's like though you're being owned by all these things. And then as soon as you lose them, you come back indoors again to yourself.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it, Phil. Because I think sometimes the spirit will strip us of everything to start again. It's all lessons, and the highest thing we have is love. You have that love with your wife, I have that love with my husband. And to me, that's worth more than millions in
I
the
think
universe.
you're right, Jane. I don't think it's far away from us.
No.
And you're right, absolutely.
As long as we've got food in our stomach and we've got a roof over our head, we're very blessed. Very blessed in that. Because I have many of these rich people come, they're not happy, they don't know who their friends are. Or people hang around with them because they think, oh, they've got a phantom Rolls Royce, they're going to go out there. It's all a delusion.
So much, for me, it's no question to what do I want out of this life. Do I want to be rich? Because I think if I wanted to be, I could have been rich. And I chose not to be purposely, because if I got a choice, would I want rich and all those big people around me, which I know you're going to attract. You will attract every person will be around you, and they'll be fake. Even good people,
honeypot,
and even the good people will be corrupted by your money. Or do I want to be poor and with no money at all, just surviving like we are now? And those people that I attract around me, they're genuine people. They're not after my money. They're not after.
They love you for you.
That's right. That's real. Would I sacrifice that for all that fake crap? And what do you get?
That's right.
You know, with money, you can only eat so much. You can live in one room at a time.
You can only lay in one bed.
And that's it. Cook on one cooker.
That's right, Phil.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the most wonderful thing we can have is step outside in nature. Nature.
I love it out there, to be honest with you. I'd rather sit in me and Bianca found a place in Sweden once, and it was it always stays in my mind because it was just so unusual. It was like a bed carpet running down into a little thing like this. There was all big trees all around. The grass was just nice and heavy and soft, and the trees were really ancient and old. And you could sit by there, and the old feel of the place was like something you very rarely come across. It was like if though, and like if though the trees got some form of
tree spirits,
consciousness, wisdom. I don't know what to call it, but there's a feeling around those trees. It's really wonderful when you sit there.
Did you become a tree hugger?
I never said yes, or did I?
No, I mean, I believe that, everything, like even a blade of grass has a purpose. And like you were talking about a snail earlier, a purpose. Every vibration can be a lower vibration, a higher vibration. And that. It's what in here that counts. Cause,
vibration,
and we have a personal inner view of ourselves rather than outer view. And at this moment, we're living souls. You're talking to me, I'm talking to you, and it's very real.
Vibration.
Vibration. And so I'm just going to have a little hot tea vibration now, Phil.
There's tea in there. I didn't see that. Who filled those cups up? Was that you, Bianca?
I did it. I miraculously made the tea.
We should really call the newspaper. Great.
So people like your mouth organ. So obviously, while the show wasn't working, you're going to be famous for the mouth organ now.
Yeah.
Finally got there.
Yeah.
Made it at last.
Yeah, somebody wrote a message because on one of our last videos he played the organ
fun.
because
What
we
was
were
good
getting
to him?
ready, and I thought I put that in, and the person said that's the nicest intro I've ever
lovely.
seen on
Yes,
YouTube.
should
Yeah.
do more.
Yeah.
Well, Bianca, because it was a bit of a messy one, really.
That was just-
Bianca put some music, backing music with
Yeah.
it, so it sounded pretty good when she done that.
That's
but
good, isn't
just
it?
on his own, it wasn't so good, was it?
No, it is.
That sounds alright. I think it was alright. People liked it tonight.
Yeah.
That's
We were,
great.
while we were trying to do the filming, I mean, we had
Because
that
it
going
was
on.
spontaneous, and that is what people liked.
Yeah, they do like this.
Madness, isn't it?
That is also the attraction of karaoke. People can't sing, but if you put your heart in it, it is attractive.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. We make a good energy between us
Yeah,
all.
you do.
And
You do.
like you say, it's all vibration, isn't
It
it?
is.
We meet on a certain
Yeah, I believe that.
frequency.
Thank you for the water.
If you want to upload your video, you might do